TapeDeck Media.
We're moving the mic stand, it's time for some laughs. We're gaining cash, we're breaking the past. Jokes are our currency, laughter's the aim. Tune in with us, let's play our game. Come on and gather, it's a wild ride. Move the mic stand, we're ready to go. Dean and Cash bring the comedy flow. With every tale, we're spreading joy wide. So come take a seat, join the fun ride.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Move the Mic Stand Comedy Podcast here at the beautiful Three Seasons Recording Studio. I'm Dean Berg, and I'm here with my co-host.
Money Karl, like always. This week's episode is sponsored by minigolfreviews.com. If you want to know anything about mini golf, minigolfreviews.com is your place to go. All right, well, let's get into the episode this week. So, what do you think our tip of the week for comedy should be?
Well, in the last episode, we talked about don't run the light.
Yeah, don't run the light, yeah.
I think for this one, it should be to somehow acknowledge the light. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like when you get the light. So basically, yeah, that's a good idea. So when you're on stage and you see the light, it's probably a good idea to, give a wave, a nod, even say something like, oh, I just got the light.
Yep.
Finishing up, wrapping up. I think that's a great idea because I was just running the light at the club for
Clarify.
open mic night.
You should clarify. Because last one was don't run the light.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I was operating
There you go.
the light for the comics in the lineup. So basically, for our home club, Skyline Comedy Club that we go to is pretty much as often as we can for open mic night. Yeah, shout out for open mic night on Wednesdays. You get a 4-minute spot there, and the person operating the light shines the light at you at 3 minutes, so you know you have a minute left to wrap up, so you don't run the light. At least I operated the light last week, and you can always tell like if it's somebody's first time or someone is still new or a veteran comic, because the veteran comic will always acknowledge it. They'll give a nod, a wave, whatever. But the new people or a first timer, they don't know what to do and never do anything with that.
Right.
So
And often run the light.
right, and you're like you swear like they're looking directly at you at that 3 minutes that they saw the light. No, it doesn't. And then they'll say something like, I don't know how much time I got left. I didn't see the light or anything.
Yeah, and they'll get clapped off or whatever.
And it's like, no way you didn't see the light. You made eye contact with me, even though you didn't know you were making eye contact with me as the light was going on. So
yeah, and it can be subtle too. It's not like you have to light a candle in the North Tower to let me know you saw it.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess there is that, people do talk sometimes about stage blindness where like when they're up there, they kind of black out a little bit and they don't see. And the stage lights are super bright. So I could see a little bit about like maybe you don't see it, but the bright light is like at least at Skyline is like a purpley red, like almost like a black light looking light.
Right.
It's very contrasting with everything else that you would see on stage. So it's like, how are you missing that? But
well,
again,
some people miss it because they're not even looking for it.
Right.
They're like looking at the ground
or turned away
away. Actually, at the show that I just did recently, the host, he lit me when I had a couple minutes left in my set, which was fine. I knew when I had to stop and everything. But he did it when I was like bent over.
For
a joke.
Yeah, doing a...
I was doing a bit. And I didn't see it. And I was like, oh, he must have just forgot. And so then I just...
Well, I guess part of that, too, is also knowing where the light's supposed to come from as well.
Yeah.
Which sometimes, like at the beginning of the show, I think typically the good hosts that go over the rules and kind of say, hey, you'll get a light. Hey, light person, give me the light. So then people can at least see where that's coming from, too. I think that's a good idea as well, just mentioning. And like you and I both went down to the Laugh Factory in Chicago to do their mic before.
Oh, yeah. And they get the stationary
light. And it's a stationary light, so it's always in the same spot, but they didn't acknowledge where it was. And it was on, I guess technically stage left, right? Because
Yep.
on our left side from standing on stage, or is it? I don't
know
I don't
that.
know the terminologies of all that.
I've
But
done a play or two, but I never knew.
sure. So anyway, from us looking off stage into the audience, it was on our left. So if that's stage left, cool. If it's technically stage right, cool.
Yeah.
We don't know. But it was on our left, but we didn't know that it was there. But that's also kind of a point of like, we time ourselves anyway to make sure that we're not running a light if we don't have one. Like,
Yeah, or you just have your set down and you know about where you're at.
yeah. But I mean, oftentimes at open mics, so you are trying a lot of new stuff. So
That's true.
you don't necessarily know where the timing is on things yet. But at least like for that one, it was like, okay, the club didn't say where it was. I'm not going to leave it on the responsibility of the club to then have the light because I don't know where it is. They didn't acknowledge it. I'm going to keep track of my own time and make sure that I'm as close to, as soon as my name's announced, start my timer.
Yeah.
And just, self-regulating. So I'm not running the light or trying to be as close to possible as hitting that time, even if it's a little short, I guess.
Yep. Yeah. So just make sure you acknowledge it, even if it's super subtle. Like even if it's just like
A nod.
or finger point or whatever.
You don't have to say necessarily like, hey, I got the light finishing up. You could. That's fine. But
Yeah.
that's at least better than nothing. Or
And you don't have to like all of a sudden see like, what was that?
yeah. Or is that the first light, the second light, the eighth light? Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens sometimes too.
Yep, for sure.
But, all right. Well, that's a good tip for this week.
Yeah.
Let's see. What have you been up to lately?
Last Sunday we went to that lobster roll thing.
Oh,
They had
at
at the
the
Hive.
Hive? Yeah.
Yep, that was fun. They were busy. Definitely busy.
That was the Cousins Maine Lobster food truck from Chicago.
Yep. It was good. I've had lobster before.
Mm-hmm.
I've had rolls.
Mm-hmm.
But I never had lobster rolls.
The two together.
Yeah, unless I ate so much lobster I got fat, then those were lobster
And
rolls.
and you were rolling, yeah.
Yeah, I was getting some rolls there.
Well, what did you think? Did you
It
like
was
it?
good. They had the Maine,
Okay.
and then they had the Connecticut
Yeah, I had the Connecticut. The Connecticut was hot lobster with
with butter.
drawn butter.
Yeah, that one was good. Actually, I liked them both. I ate the cold one first,
And that was the Maine
the Maine, and that one had the little
mayo.
drizzle of mayo on it, and then some lemon to squeeze on
And
it.
served cold, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that one was good, but it was. I don't know if I should have done it the other way, just because it was weird having cold lobster and then hot lobster. Like if you go to a restaurant, that's how you have lobster usually. It's hot.
Yeah.
You get a lobster tail or whatever.
You can have crab legs cold. I've had that cold opposed to hot, but I've had them both ways. But
I eat shrimp cold
yeah, and hot.
and hot. Yeah, they all just bugs.
Well, yeah,
Ocean bugs.
Ocean bugs. That's creepy to think about. What?
I know it is, isn't it?
What lobsters would be what, and crabs definitely are spiders, ocean spiders. But
Yeah.
what would a lobster be? It's not really spidery. Some scorpion.
A little.
They don't have the stinger though. But
I had scorpions as pets once upon a time.
Mm-hmm.
Macho Man Randy Savage and Ricky Steamboat. That was their names.
nice.
They were emperor scorpions. They're interesting because like I had a black light over the top of them that you could turn on, and at night they would glow.
Because they have like bioluminescence and
Well, it's not bioluminescence. Bioluminescence is when an organism can do that on its own. It doesn't need any light.
Oh, I guess so.
But it's just like they're black light reactive. They got.
Oh, that's cool.
I used to know, but they have something in their.
Exoskeleton.
Yep.
Or,
In their I was trying to think of something funny. They have. They have something in their exoskeleton that causes them to glow, and a lot of times when people are looking for them, that's what they'll use.
Oh, neat.
Most of the time, they just dug underground and they hid. But anyways, so yeah, lobsters could be like a scorpion or like a pill bug. Well, no, not really a pill bug.
They kind of don't. They don't really roll up, do they? They
Just their tail.
yeah. Well, I actually now that we mentioned
They're not really bugs for all
bi-
you science kids at school
yeah, the
or from school
crustaceans
at home. They're crustaceans.
But mentioning the bioluminescence kind of reminds me of a trip I took when I was in college. My mom took me and my younger brother to Jamaica, and we went to this like place called the Luminous Lagoon. So lagoon is like a bay almost, where the water comes up in like a cove type thing, I guess. And what happened is they have this like photoplankton that basically explodes into light, so it dies and it glows in the dark. But
like every time the waves would come in?
well,
Or there's
just
probably not really-
any movement whatsoever. So
Oh, yeah.
the reason why it happened is what they explained. So let's see how good I remember from college going to Jamaica. They said because the ocean water is warm and salty, so it sits on the surface. It's buoyant, and then with the lagoon, there's a spring, a natural spring of fresh water that's cold, and it comes in and it's denser, so it sinks. So the plankton sit on the surface, like the top, like 2 feet of the water, and then when the water moves,
I said to breathe. I didn't want to breathe.
I know,
right into
I know.
the mic. Your story is so like
engaging.
yeah that I stopped breathing for a minute.
Thank you, appreciate that. But apparently, like when the water churns, right? So the warm water on top and the cold water on the bottom mix. It causes the plankton to explode and it bursts into light, which is pretty cool. Except for when you jump in and you're killing like billions of plankton, you realize. But it's still pretty cool. There's apparently like 7 of them, of these like luminous lagoons in the world. So
It's a lot of plankton
yeah,
going after the secret sauce.
yeah.
SpongeBob.
Those Krabby Patties from Wendy's.
I had that.
Yeah,
this weekend.
it doesn't look very good.
It was awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the Krabby sauce?
I don't know. It's a secret.
Well, what did it taste like? Did it taste like crabs? You just had lobster rolls.
No, it was. I don't know. It was kind of like not like Big Mac sauce. It
It was
was
like more mayo-y or
kind of.
tangy, horseradish,
You know,
spicy. What?
well, like when you get mayo on like a burger with like
Uh-huh.
tomato,
Yeah.
and it kind of mixes together.
It has that little acidity to
It
it.
had
Yeah.
that to it, but it wasn't sweet. It was more savory. It was pretty good. It was weird though because they make a point to try to put like the lettuce and the tomato and then the 2 pickles, like
Like how
yeah
safe or secured SpongeBob did it, like for every
Yep.
single one. Yeah.
Right,
How
yep.
meticulous.
except for when Bully Bass like was I'm getting pickles.
Yeah.
Bubble Bass.
Bubble
not-
Bass, yeah.
Bubble Bass, not Bully Bass.
I remember when he sat on Plankton in the movie theater. He thought he was a jelly bean too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The old SpongeBob was like the best for sure. The
It
newer
is.
stuff not so great, but also I like how the commercial they're like the burger patty, it's square. Like yeah, that's your thing, Wendy's.
That's what you do.
And are you just saying that because SpongeBob is square? Because that's like
And his pants.
yeah, that's like
Yeah.
it's a kind of like a reach. Like you didn't have to like emphasize on that. Maybe emphasize that it's
Right.
the secret formula.
Yeah, the burger was really good. The fries were the fries. You know, they're not cross cut, like they're natural cut fries,
Mm-hmm.
they're normal fries. So those were just normal. But then it had if you got the meal, you had a pineapple frosty with
Yeah.
it too.
I guess people were complaining about that though because they were
Why?
saying that the pineapple was just a scoop on the bottom and the employees weren't mixing it up.
Oh no, mine was
Well mixed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I posted about it on my TikTok and my Facebook.
Oh, I missed that.
I did. It was like all swirly.
You know what? I feel like I should have gotten an invite to go with you to try this Krabby Patty burger. But
I was not anywhere near home.
Oh, was this for your show up in Duluth?
Yes.
Ah,
I was
okay.
on my way to Duluth.
Speaking of, the reason why Dean has to even get Wendy's far from home is because there isn't one in Fond du Lac. So Wendy's, listen, like let's get this back together.
There used to be.
Yeah, it used to be, and that's Dean's favorite restaurant. That's like I know like 4 things about Dean, and that's one of them. Is he loves Wendy's. So
I do.
bring Wendy's back to Fond du Lac. Like, what are
And-
you guys doing?
And Hardee's just closed.
Yeah,
So you have the perfect building.
You have a location that's pretty much ready to go for you.
Right. I mean, I don't want to spread rumors, but I heard things of why it closed because it was weird. Because I had gone there. I don't know. How do you hear that? That's the beauty of the 3 Seasons room.
See, we never have dead air. It's going to be either wind
Yeah.
chimes or
Wind chimes
us heavy breathing.
something.
So
I mean, if it really bothers people, I can take it down. But I like it.
yeah, I like it.
I
too.
like to think, if we're ever taken over by robot overlords, it's like I hung their bones. And they're
The rib cage is
and they're
rattling.
going
Yeah,
ding, ding,
yeah.
ding, 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 in the wind as a warning. Like
To other robots.
Yeah, like don't come
Well,
here.
sometimes like when I squish a spider, I kind of just leave the body there for a little bit, just to as
like
a warning.
Spiders are nice. I used to have spiders as pets too. But anyways,
I had a tarantula, and I'm afraid of spiders. So yeah, no, I don't like spiders. They just freak me out.
before we get too off topic,
Yeah.
I went to the Wendy's on, say, a Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
And I had my normal Dave's Double, chili, whatever. And then it was like a Wednesday or Thursday, like 2 days later, I was like, I'm going to go back. And they had notes all over, like, the doors, the windows. They were like, we are permanently closed. Any employees who need to pick up your checks, come to the, I don't remember, the Oshkosh or Appleton location. Or
Was this during the pandemic?
No.
No.
No. I think I was still living in my apartment at the time, so that would have been early 2000s.
Jeez. And that's how long it's been since Wendy's has been in Fond du Lac?
Yeah, it's where Arby's is now.
Uh-huh.
That's where it was.
Wow. Wendy's, what are you doing?
Yeah, Wendy's.
Yeah, come back for Dean, at least. I mean, I'll go there, too. And, like, I'm a big boy, so that's 2 solid customers right there. Dean, because it's his favorite fast food restaurant, and me just because I'm a big boy that likes to eat, so.
Yeah. And then we'll get all excited thinking, like, maybe they'll actually come here. Maybe they'll actually come here and go in the Hardee's building. And it's going to become like a check into cash or a mattress firm or a quick
Stuff
trip.
that we don't need.
Stuff that we have like 1,800 of them here already.
All right, well, I wouldn't argue if they decided to put, like, a Buc-ee's in there, though, too.
In the Hardee's?
I'm just saying a Buc-ee's in general in the area.
Oh.
I got to experience that the first time this summer. Oh, boy.
Where?
It was near kind of like from Branson to St. Louis, somewhere in between there. So, south, obviously.
Yes.
But, oh, man, they're racking in the cash. Like, I saw people buying, like, 20 T-shirts and things like that. And they're like, oh, your total today is $1,500 at Buc-ee's. And you're like, holy crap.
Jesus.
Like, yeah. They do have great brisket sandwiches, though. So that's, like, their thing. And then their Buc-ee's beaver nuggets. So
I've had those.
Yeah, they're just kind of like corn puff.
Yeah, the caramel
corn puffs, yeah.
corn
Yeah.
kind of stuff. But
Delicious.
not the same.
Yeah.
It was different.
It was crunchier, but it still had that nice...
Yeah. Caramelization notes.
Well, yeah, but had that nice puffy, airy interior.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
really good.
Did we get everything you wanted to talk about with the lobster rolls?
Holy cow, that's where we started.
Yeah, I
and
know.
look where it went. I guess going back to them, yeah, it was just weird. Just because I ate the cold one and then the hot one.
Yeah, you should always eat the hot one first
I
because
should've.
if you don't, then it becomes the cold
Well,
one.
it wasn't cold, but it was like lukewarm.
Okay,
And then lobster is so rich.
right.
And so that one, first one had mayo on, which makes it richer. But then the other one had the butter, which made it
The richest.
the richest.
Yeah.
And I literally, they weren't huge.
It was like a hot dog bun, really.
Were they both toasted?
I think it was just the butter, the Connecticut one, because
Okay.
that's the one I had, and it was definitely toasted.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you remember if the
I
mayo
think
one
they-
was toasted?
I think it was. But
So they have to toast the bread and then let it chill to put
maybe it wasn't. I don't know. There was a lot of people there, and even though I'm a comic, comedian, whatever you want to say, and I go to places where there's lots of people, for some reason, when there's like an event, a fair, where there's lines.
Well, nobody likes lines.
Well, I know, but I'm not anxious, but I'm just like, I want to go now.
I think that is
just go?
anxiety because I get that too. Like real big groups of people. It's just like if you don't know anybody, if you have somebody with you that you know, then I think it's a little bit easier, better. But if you're just standing by yourself, you're just like, is everybody looking at me? And then you're
Well, I
like,
don't usually feel that.
oh, well, but it's like, why should everybody be looking at me? I'm just a normal looking dude.
I usually have a knack for disappearing in plain sight, and people don't even know I'm there. But
That's not really a good thing as a stand-up comic.
well, it can be if I want to be left
Sure,
alone.
sure. But come on, let's be real. We don't want to be left alone. We do want people to talk to us when we're in comedy form and fashion. But in
Well,
general,
I don't mind. I've had people at the store be like, "Oh, hey," or even at the lobster thing. I heard somebody
do one of your bits.
do
Yeah,
one of my
yeah.
tags,
Yeah,
and
that was
then
awesome.
and somebody else was like, "Holy shit, that's him!"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah, that's a cool feeling to
It
have.
was
for
was
sure.
kind of cool.
All right, I got a quick question.
I'm
So
still
we're
not
just
done
talking.
with the lobsters though.
Well,
So
hold
I
on,
was
hold on.
almost done.
Well, I got a tangent off of one thing you just said real quick.
Okay,
So,
go ahead.
Standing in line and anxious.
Yeah.
I don't know if this happens to you, but this always happens to me and my wife. If we're standing in line anywhere,
You shit your pants?
no,
Oh,
that's not usually an in-line thing.
I thought that's what you do.
No, it's
Anyway.
anytime I'm in line somewhere, and doesn't matter the length of the line, people always want to cut through me, like in front of me or my wife.
Oh.
to like get through the line or whatever.
That's the worst at Pick and Save here.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they have long lines, the lines, or at Woodman's too.
Yeah, I had one person yell at me the other day because I was standing too far back. But I was like, I'm not in this person's transaction right now. But left room open for people to pass through. But then people thought that was a sign to get in line. And then there's 20 people behind me.
When if I go to a drive-thru and there's more than 3 cars,
You're not going to do it?
I'm like, yeah, screw it.
Well, unless it's like Taco Bell, though, because you can do that. Their order ahead thing is probably the best one.
That is pretty good.
Because you can just order that, and then you get there and you say your name. But have you ever noticed, like, hey, I have an order for cash, and they're like, okay, and you look at
you pay with card, and they're confused?
No. But you look like on the screen, and it puts an order up there, but it's not your order. I don't know if you've ever noticed that, because...
But sometimes it just puts your name.
Well, I'm saying, like, it puts someone else's order, and I'm like, that's not what I ordered. I hope it's okay when I get up there. But it usually always is. I don't think I've ever had them mess up, but it's just weird that, like, on their screen.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful story.
Okay. Do people cut in front of you in line? We'll get back to that. We're 3 tangents deep.
Well, I just mean, like, when people are trying to pass through. Like, they don't cut in front of me like, this is my spot now.
Right. No, I'm just saying, yeah, pass through. Do people do that to you?
Yeah, not all the time.
Okay. We're trying to
I'm courteous, and I usually make a space. But that's what you just said you got yelled at for, right?
Yeah, for that instance, because carts are going through for the aisles. But, like, and just in general, like, I wonder why people think, like, always to cut in front of me or my wife. Like,
did you ever consider just having something that you could always toss in their cart that's embarrassing?
Well, that would be fun. That's a good idea. I'm going to try that next time. But
like a pack of Depend.
Yeah.
We talked about
Great, the Mandela effect again.
Yeah.
What universe are we in this week? We don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, why did they choose to pass in front of me? Not necessarily with the shopping cart, but just in any line. Like when I was standing in line for the lobster truck.
Yeah.
We had 3 people walk right through us.
Through
and we weren't even aligned with like the door to the hive. We were like further back, and they chose to go through us instead of the people that were aligned with the door.
That's weird.
Right. So it's like, why do we have like a magnet?
It might be the frequency you resonated at.
Maybe.
I talk about that another time.
Okay. Is that like a Bashar thing?
It is a Bashar thing.
Okay. Well, maybe I'm closer to Bashar than we realize.
Maybe. But lobster rolls.
Mm-hmm. See, you got to listen to this entire episode to find out what Dean really wants to talk about for lobster rolls.
Sometimes we're not always all over the place like this, but
when it comes to food, who knows? We
just got a lot of stuff.
We just love food so much. Yeah.
So after I ate both of them, and the butter one being so rich, I literally felt like I ate 12.5 donuts.
But not Krispy Kreme hot and ready, because you've never had one. Guys, I can't believe that Dean has never had a hot and ready Krispy Kreme donut.
Sounds dirty.
I know, but I think Dean and I are gonna book a show together for some place. So obviously it can't be in Wisconsin because there's like no Krispy Kremes.
There's a gas station that has them in town.
Well, that doesn't count. They're not gonna have hot and ready. I'm saying we got to go to a place that actually has.
Microwave?
No, that doesn't count. It has
Can you boil them?
No, it has to be from the Krispy Kreme brick and mortar location. They got the conveyor belt of donuts, towers, and oil and glaze just dripping everywhere. Yeah, it does sound dirty, but we got to go, and the hot and ready sign is on so you can experience a hot and ready Krispy Kreme donut. So I want to just book a show for Dean and I to get on.
At Krispy Kreme?
Well, if we could do that, that's even better. That really eliminates the middleman of this, but we'll just book a show somewhere, like, I don't know, down south somewhere. And the whole purpose of booking the show is so Dean can have a Krispy Kreme hot and ready donut.
I mean, I've had them. Like,
hot and ready, it's different.
I know. It's like
it's
if you take an apple pie out of the oven and you slap some ice cream on it, it's nice and hot. That's different than if it's cold.
Right, but even if you have that apple pie, right, and you had that last night hot and ready out of the oven with a dollop of ice cream, it is different the next day when you take another slice, put it in the microwave or whatever, and put a dollop of ice cream on it.
This conversation is making my cholesterol go up. I can tell.
Mine's going down. I'm feeling good.
Oh.
Cool.
Nice. I didn't really know what to say after that.
I'm getting healthy. I mean, I've lost 35 pounds since the beginning of the year, and now we're 10 months in, so that's pretty solid.
You're not doing keto. What are you doing?
I'm just eating less. Still eat everything that I want to eat.
Talk
but
about food now?
Yeah, talk about food. It gets me full.
The other day, I saw something with hot dog buns, since we're still talking about food. And you know when they're connected, but they're cut?
So you mean like the package of 8 buns?
Yeah, and
right?
they're connected in
eights?
fours.
Yeah.
And then they're all... Sorry, that's me putting my cap back on. They're all, like, connected, like in the 4.
Uh-huh.
How do the ones in the middle get sliced? You peel them apart and they're sliced. But they're connected, so it was like they were like a...
Well, maybe it's like maybe we need to watch an episode of How It's Made hot dog buns.
It's probably stupid. I bet you they probably just cut them
And then-
dough balls.
No, I bet they cut them and slide them together. So like,
Or like they're Legos?
yeah, kind of.
I don't think that's how dough works after it's
I don't know.
cooked.
I don't know. I'm not a dough boy. All right, now we're getting sued by Pillsbury.
No, we're talking about a different dough boy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Isn't there like a...
Shit is that? I bet you that's the...
We're getting attacked by a woodpecker or something.
Yeah, something's hitting the walls.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Only here in the 3-season studio.
In the 3-season studio where we're surrounded by Funko Pops.
You know, they can't see us, right? So...
The Funko Pops?
No, I hope the Funko Pops can't see us, but everybody listening can't see us either.
No, I know. Maybe eventually we'll get like cameras and stuff like that, but...
Yeah, but now you're going to have those crazy Funko Pop heads that are going to be like, what Funko Pops you got? Can I buy them? Because Dean's got like 4,000 in here.
I don't sell them. Actually, there's more in the house. These are just the ones. They were all in storage, and they got stanky
Stanky from Funko Pops?
from being in storage. And so they're in here just to air out and get wiped down and brought in the house.
Like, are Funko Pops working out and getting funky?
Maybe. And then they pop.
Huh.
But, yeah, I got lots of them. Star Wars ones. I got wrestling ones. I've got all the Golden Girls.
Yeah, so if you're interested, he's not selling, I guess, but maybe for the right
But I'll
price.
send you a picture.
Send a picture of the Golden Girl Funko Pop.
Yeah.
With a newspaper with today's
You
date.
don't get like unsolicited dick pics from me. You get unsolicited pop
Funko
pics.
pics.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So all of a sudden out of nowhere in the middle of the night, it'll be like, you up? And then bam, Funko Pop.
I haven't gotten one yet, but now I guess I will.
Yeah, now you're gonna get them all the time.
Yeah.
They make Biddy Pops too.
Biddy Pops?
Yeah. Because like it was an early Bosses Day gift from like people that I work with, and they got me this like it's like a little mini Death Star, and these little tiny little Biddy Pops.
That's what they're called, Biddy Pops? Like
Yeah,
itty bitty.
Yeah, they're like really small.
So
And,
good choking hazard?
Oh, for sure. And they're in their boxes, but their boxes are made out of plastic, like the rest of the pop, and then you just take the bottom off, and they're on a little stand. And I've got a Death Star, and I've got it all filled up with.
I'm going to take a tour of the Dean Berg Collectibles Museum after today's
Well, that
episode.
one I left at work. I have.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I have.
You just don't want me to see it.
I have a picture of it. I'll show you a picture.
You're going to send that to me at
like,
3
you
in the
up?
morning.
It's my bitty
You itty bitty.
Pops.
Did
They're
we
not littler. It's just.
Did
cold.
we get to everything about the lobster rolls
just-
that you wanted to
Yes,
say?
so I'm thinking I'm over the lobster rolls. I had a mandarin orange Maine soda.
I did too. That was pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know if I would necessarily go out of my way to get it, but I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had me try. This is from what is it? Plymouth, Wisconsin.
Yep.
Yeah, Hi Ho Soda Pop. So today I tried the Wisconsin Old Fashioned Soda Pop. Pretty good because I'm not I don't drink alcohol, so I don't really even know what an old fashioned tastes like. But
And it is made to taste like an old fashioned. It's not like it's like old fashioned and it's like a cola.
just an old expired soda. No,
yeah,
old fashioned flavor. And so now I know what that tastes like, and it definitely doesn't taste like any other like soda I've ever had. But it definitely feels more like a winter or late fall. Like
Yeah.
just maybe add a little orange garnish and some maraschino cherries.
Some ice cubes.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yep. They have a cranberry one too. It's like
Yeah, I got to try that.
cranberry honey. That one's really good.
And I tried their orange one. That was all right.
That was good. And the
and
sour one, it's kind of like Squirt.
Yeah, I'm probably going to try the sour one for next episode. So
Yeah, but it's Squirt. It's not pee. It's Squirt.
I do like Squirt soda.
I'm glad you clarified.
Yeah. You know they got a ruby red Squirt
Oh, yeah.
soda?
Yeah, I like
that
that
one's
one.
the best. I like that one a lot.
They have a Shirley Temple 7-Up now, too.
Ooh.
It's like,
Have you seen it anywhere? Or
yeah,
is
I saw it at Walmart.
Okay.
They have, it's cherry and then pomegranate, but I'm not sure why pomegranate.
Well, I would think because with Shirley Temples, they use grenadine, and that's pomegranate.
What?
Yeah. That's like pomegranate syrup.
I thought it was just,
Red? Red flavor.
well, it's like Gatorade. What flavor are you drinking? Red?
Well, I like red Gatorade. That's the best fruit punch. They used to have a red Gatorade Fierce, and that was fruit punch with berry, but they got rid of that one for some reason, but they kept all the other Fierce ones. I don't know. I like that one so much.
I didn't know that about grenadine. No. I always thought it was just like cherry.
Well,
I'm
I'm pretty sure grenadine is like the brand, or the whoever makes that the main brand of grenadine. I'm pretty sure they're doing other like simple syrups of flavors too. Like you could get like a peach syrup, or I think they have a strawberry one, maybe a pineapple one. So I mean, they are experimenting, I guess, and coming out with new products. Oh, they have a lime one for sure.
Oh.
So like a sweet lime. But yeah. So now you know about grenadine and pomegranate.
My world has changed.
But now
jumped timelines.
Now I have to get that 7-Up Shirley Temple.
I thought about getting it, but whenever I see a new soda, I like to try to get like a single bottle of it or something in case I don't like it. But
Exactly.
They only had it in 12 packs.
Okay. But cans?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
Cans.
I'll have to give it a shot. I don't know. What do you say, Dean? You think that's good enough for us today?
Yeah, I think so. We talked mostly about food, so I think the next one we'll have to try
Talk about more food? I agree.
I mean, we'll probably talk about.
Yeah, we're going to talk about food probably. You're right. All right, everybody.
This is a comedy podcast.
Somewhat. We talk a comedy tip, but
I know.
come on, we're big boys. We're going to talk about food quite a bit.
Yeah, but
Pretty
under all this fat,
Yeah.
there's muscle.
I have a 6-pack. You just can't see it. Yeah. That's the kind of humor that we're into. So,
No.
no, we're not. We're much better than that usually.
No.
Okay. Well, this is us signing off. So I'm Cash Money Karl.
And I'm Dean Berg.
And this is Move the Mic Stand Podcast. See ya.
That's it for today, but hold tight. We'll be back soon with more laughs inside. Move the mic stand, we're ready to go. Dean and Cash bring the comedy flow. With every tale, we're spreading joy wide. So come take a seat, join the fun ride.
This has been a TapeDeck Media production. Thank you for listening.